Imagine standing at the edge of a vast ocean, feeling both its power and its peace simultaneously. This is what it feels like to cultivate a friendship with the divine, an experience that transcends mere belief or ritualistic practice. At its core, being a friend to God represents a profound transformation in how we perceive our existence and purpose. It's not about following a set of rules or checking off spiritual boxes. Rather, it's about establishing a living, breathing relationship that touches every aspect of our lives. Consider this. Just as any meaningful human relationship requires time, attention, and genuine care, so too does our connection with the divine demand these same investments. Throughout history, across cultures and civilizations, humanity has sought ways to bridge the gap between the earthly and the eternal. This pursuit isn't merely religious, it's fundamentally human. We are wired to seek something greater than ourselves, to find meaning beyond our immediate circumstances, and to connect with a source of wisdom that transcends our limited understanding. The journey toward divine friendship begins with recognizing that this relationship is reciprocal, not just about what we can receive, but equally about what we can give. Just as any friendship grows through shared experiences and mutual understanding, our connection with the divine deepens when we approach it with authenticity and openness. Understanding this fundamental concept requires us to shift our perspective from viewing spirituality as a series of obligations to seeing it as an opportunity for growth and transformation. When we embrace this mindset, we begin to see that being a friend to God isn't about perfection or achieving some impossible standard. Instead, it's about progress, about moving forward each day with intention and purpose. It's about developing a relationship where we feel comfortable sharing our joys and sorrows, our triumphs and failures, knowing that we're accepted not for what we've achieved, but for who we are becoming. The beauty of this divine friendship lies in its accessibility. Unlike human relationships that might be constrained by geography, time zones, or personal schedules, this connection is always available. Whether you're navigating the bustling streets of a major city or finding solitude in nature's embrace, the opportunity to deepen this friendship is ever present. However, like any valuable relationship, it requires conscious effort and consistent nurturing. We must learn to listen beyond the noise of daily life, to recognize the subtle whispers of guidance, and to respond with actions that demonstrate our commitment to this sacred bond. This foundational understanding sets the stage for everything else we'll explore. Without grasping the essence of what it means to be a friend to God, all other aspects of spiritual growth become mechanical exercises rather than transformative experiences. It's like trying to build a house without first laying a proper foundation. The structure might stand temporarily, but it won't withstand the tests of time and challenges. As we move forward, keep this core principle in mind. Divine friendship is about cultivating a living, dynamic relationship that influences how we think, act, and interact with the world around us. To truly become a friend to God, we must embark on a journey of inner awareness that transforms our perception of reality itself. Imagine walking through a dense forest where every tree, every leaf, and every ray of sunlight carries a message waiting to be understood. This heightened state of consciousness doesn't happen overnight. It develops through deliberate practices that sharpen our spiritual senses. The first step involves creating space for stillness in our lives, not just physical silence, but mental and emotional quietude. In our modern world where distractions bombard us from every angle, cultivating this inner sanctuary becomes crucial. It's here, in this sacred space of stillness, that we begin to hear the subtle language of the divine speaking through our intuition, our emotions, and our deepest thoughts. Mindfulness serves as a powerful tool in this process, acting as a bridge between our external activities and internal awareness. When we eat, we taste not just the food, but the nourishment it provides. When we walk, we feel not just our feet touching the ground, but the earth supporting our journey. These moments of presence accumulate, gradually rewiring our neural pathways to notice the divine fingerprints in everyday experiences. However, mindfulness alone isn't enough. We must couple it with regular periods of reflection, times when we consciously examine our thoughts, feelings, and actions, asking ourselves whether they align with the values and principles that characterize true friendship with the divine. Developing spiritual sensitivity requires us to become students of life itself. Every encounter, every challenge, every success becomes a lesson, in understanding the divine perspective. When faced with adversity, instead of immediately seeking escape, we learn to ask deeper questions. What is this situation teaching me? How can I grow through this experience? Where is the opportunity for spiritual development hidden within this challenge? These questions don't always yield immediate answers, but the very act of asking them demonstrates our willingness to engage in the learning process that defines any meaningful friendship. Like a musician tuning their instrument, we must constantly adjust our awareness to resonate with the divine frequency. The cultivation of inner awareness also demands that we confront our shadow side, those aspects of ourselves we'd rather ignore or deny. True friends don't turn away from difficult truths, they face them together. Similarly, our divine friendship requires us to acknowledge our weaknesses, our fears, and our limitations, bringing them into the light of awareness rather than hiding them in darkness. This process isn't comfortable, but it's essential for growth. As we become more aware of these aspects of ourselves, we create space for transformation, allowing the divine influence to work through us more effectively. Prayer and meditation serve as vital practices in developing this inner awareness, but they must be approached with authenticity rather than obligation. Think of these practices not as transactions where we deposit time to withdraw blessings, but as conversations with a trusted friend. During these moments, we learn to listen more than we speak, to receive more than we request. The quality of our attention matters more than the quantity of our words. As we develop this listening ability, we begin to discern the divine voice amidst the cacophony of our own thoughts and desires. This discernment doesn't come through dramatic revelations, but through subtle nudges, gentle promptings, and intuitive insights that guide our decisions and actions. Building spiritual sensitivity also involves expanding our capacity for wonder and awe. Children naturally possess this quality, marveling at simple things like raindrops on a window or the flight of a butterfly. As adults, we often lose this sense of wonder, becoming jaded by familiarity. Reclaiming this childlike awe opens our eyes to the divine presence in everything around us. When we view the world through this lens of appreciation and curiosity, ordinary moments transform into extraordinary encounters with the sacred. A sunset becomes more than just a beautiful display. It becomes a reminder of the divine artist who paints the sky anew each evening. A kind word from a stranger becomes more than just polite conversation. It becomes evidence of divine love flowing through human interaction. The journey of developing inner awareness teaches us that spiritual growth isn't about escaping the material world, but about transforming our experience of it. As our sensitivity increases, we begin to see that the divine isn't separate from our daily lives, but intricately woven into every moment. The grocery store clerk, the traffic jam, the unexpected bill, all become opportunities to practice presence, patience, and perspective. This awareness doesn't make life's challenges disappear, but it changes how we respond to them, allowing us to navigate difficulties with grace and wisdom, rather than frustration and fear. True friendship with the divine manifests most powerfully through our daily choices and actions, particularly in how we treat others. Consider integrity not as a rigid set of moral codes, but as a living expression of our inner alignment with divine principles. When we choose kindness over convenience, honesty over advantage, and compassion over judgment, we're not merely following ethical guidelines, we're demonstrating our commitment to this sacred friendship. Every interaction becomes an opportunity to reflect divine qualities, transforming ordinary moments into acts of spiritual significance. Our treatment of others serves as the litmus test of our spiritual authenticity. It's easy to appear pious in prayer or devout in meditation, but the real measure of our divine friendship emerges in how we respond to the challenging person at work, the family member who pushes our buttons, or the stranger who cuts us off in traffic. These moments reveal whether our spiritual practices have penetrated beyond surface-level devotion to effect real change in our character. When we extend patience to the impatient, understanding to the misunderstood, and forgiveness to those who wrong us, we're embodying the very nature of divine love in action. The marketplace of human relationships presents countless opportunities to express our divine friendship through tangible actions. A sincere compliment offered to a struggling colleague, a listening ear extended to a troubled friend, or a helping hand given to someone in need These aren't just nice gestures. They're practical demonstrations of our spiritual convictions. Each act of kindness creates ripples that extend far beyond the immediate moment, influencing others and contributing to a collective elevation of consciousness. Like planting seeds in fertile soil, these actions may not yield immediate visible results, but they contribute to a harvest of goodwill and positive energy that benefits everyone involved. However, living with integrity doesn't mean adopting a holier-than-thou attitude or becoming self-righteous in our dealings with others. True divine friendship expresses itself through humility and authenticity, recognizing that we're all works in progress. When we approach others with genuine interest rather than judgment, with curiosity rather than condemnation, we create space for transformation. This perspective allows us to see beyond people's current behavior to their potential for growth, just as we hope others will see beyond our imperfections to our inherent worth. The consistency of our actions speaks volumes about the depth of our divine friendship. It's not enough to be kind when it's convenient or honest when it's safe. True integrity demands that we maintain our principles even when it costs us something. This might mean speaking truth when it's unpopular, standing up for justice when it's risky, or extending forgiveness when it's painful. Each of these choices strengthens our character and deepens our connection with the divine, proving that our friendship isn't based on comfort or convenience, but on conviction and commitment. In our professional lives, this integrity translates into ethical business practices, fair treatment of colleagues, and responsible stewardship of resources. In our personal relationships, it manifests as loyalty, trustworthiness, and genuine care for others' well-being. Even in seemingly insignificant interactions, the way we handle a customer service issue, respond to a social media post, or manage our household responsibilities, our choices reflect the quality of our divine friendship. These moments accumulate, building a reputation of reliability and goodness that extends beyond our immediate circle of influence. Perhaps most importantly, living with integrity requires us to align our private thoughts with our public actions. The divine sees not just what we do, but why we do it. Are we motivated by genuine care for others, or are we seeking recognition or reward? Do we help others because it's the right thing to do, or because it makes us look good? These internal motivations matter deeply in cultivating authentic divine friendship. By regularly examining our intentions and striving to purify our motives, we ensure that our actions flow from a place of genuine connection rather than superficial compliance. So growth stands as the cornerstone of any meaningful friendship, and our relationship with the divine proves no exception. True spiritual maturity isn't marked by accumulating knowledge or mastering techniques. Rather, it's characterized by our willingness to evolve, adapt, and transform under divine guidance. This journey of personal development resembles climbing a mountain. Each step forward reveals new vistas while simultaneously highlighting how much further there is to go. The divine doesn't call us to static perfection, but to dynamic progress, inviting us to shed limiting beliefs and embrace our highest potential. Personal growth in the context of divine friendship demands courage. The courage to confront uncomfortable truths about ourselves, to release attachments to familiar patterns that no longer serve us, and to venture into unknown territories of our being. Like a sculptor chiseling away at marble, this process often feels painful as layers of false identity and conditioned responses fall away. Yet with each layer removed, we uncover more of our authentic selves, aligning more closely with the divine image within us. This transformation affects every area of our lives, from how we handle stress and conflict to how we pursue our dreams and aspirations. The divine provides guidance through various channels, through life experiences that challenge our assumptions, through people who mirror our strengths and weaknesses, and through circumstances that push us beyond our comfort zones. Recognizing these moments as opportunities rather than obstacles marks a significant milestone in our spiritual development. For instance, when faced with failure, we can choose to see it as evidence of inadequacy or as feedback for improvement. When encountering criticism, we can react defensively or use it as a tool for refinement. Each choice represents a step forward or backward in our growth journey. This growth process operates on multiple levels simultaneously. Intellectually, we expand our understanding of universal principles and spiritual laws. Emotionally, we develop greater resilience, empathy, and self-awareness. Physically, we learn to care for our bodies as temples worthy of respect and maintenance. Spiritually, we deepen our connection to the divine source, experiencing greater peace, joy, and purpose. These dimensions of growth interweave, each influencing and supporting the others in a holistic transformation that touches every aspect of our being. Crucially, personal growth and divine friendship requires us to embrace both our strengths and our vulnerabilities. Too often we focus solely on fixing our weaknesses while neglecting to nurture our gifts and talents. True growth involves balancing these aspects, strengthening our weak areas while simultaneously developing our natural abilities. This balanced approach prevents us from becoming either overly critical or complacent, maintaining the tension between acceptance and aspiration that fuels continuous development. The divine often uses challenges and setbacks as catalysts for growth, much like a blacksmith uses heat and pressure to forge strong metal. These difficult experiences teach us patience, perseverance, and faith, qualities essential for sustaining long-term spiritual progress. Rather than resisting these trials, we learn to welcome them as opportunities for transformation, trusting that each difficulty carries within it the seed of equal or greater benefit. This perspective shift transforms our relationship with adversity, turning obstacles into stepping stones on our path to spiritual maturity. As we grow, our capacity to receive and implement divine guidance expands. What once seemed confusing or contradictory becomes clear and coherent. Instructions that previously felt burdensome transform into blessings that propel us forward. This increasing alignment between divine wisdom and personal action creates a positive feedback loop. The more we grow, the better we understand. The better we understand, the more we grow. The result is a life characterized by increasing harmony between our inner convictions and outer expressions, between our spiritual ideals and practical realities. Establishing a rhythm of regular spiritual practices forms the backbone of a thriving divine friendship, much like how consistent watering and sunlight sustain a growing plant. These practices aren't meant to be rigid obligations, but rather loving habits that create space for divine presence in our daily lives. Morning rituals, perhaps beginning with gratitude journaling or silent contemplation, set the tone for the day ahead, anchoring us in spiritual awareness before the world's demands take center stage. Evening reflections, whether through prayer, meditation, or simply reviewing the day's events with divine perspective, help us process experiences and maintain connection even as we rest. The power of these routines lies not in their complexity, but in their consistency. A 5-minute morning devotion practiced faithfully yields more spiritual fruit than sporadic hours of elaborate ceremony. These regular touch points with the divine create neural pathways that make spiritual awareness increasingly natural and automatic. Over time, these practices become less about doing something spiritual and more about being in a spiritual state of mind. The key is finding practices that resonate personally. Some may find solace in traditional prayers, others in nature walks, still others in creative expression or service to others. Scripture study or spiritual reading deserves special mention in this context, not as an academic exercise, but as a dialogue with divine wisdom. When approached with an open heart and questioning mind, sacred texts become living documents that speak directly to our current circumstances and challenges. The practice isn't about covering a certain number of pages, but about allowing the words to penetrate our consciousness, offering guidance and inspiration precisely when needed. Regular engagement with spiritual literature helps maintain a reservoir of wisdom that we can draw upon during challenging times. Community connection plays a vital role in sustaining divine friendship, though it often gets overlooked in favor of solitary practices. Regular participation in spiritual gatherings, whether formal services or informal discussion groups, provides accountability, encouragement, and diverse perspectives that enrich our understanding. These connections remind us that divine friendship isn't meant to be experienced in isolation, but within the context of human relationship. The shared energy of group practice amplifies individual efforts, creating a synergistic effect that elevates everyone involved. Service to others emerges as another crucial component of maintaining divine connection. Acts of kindness, volunteer work, or simply being present for someone in need transform abstract spiritual concepts into concrete expressions of divine love. These service opportunities shouldn't be viewed as additional tasks to check off, but as natural extensions of our spiritual practice. They help prevent our divine friendship from becoming insular or self-secret. reminding us that true spirituality always flows outward, benefiting others as well as ourselves. Technology offers modern tools for maintaining spiritual connection, from meditation apps to online communities to digital journals. While these shouldn't replace personal offline practices, they can enhance and support our spiritual routines, especially during busy seasons or travel. The key is using technology intentionally rather than letting it control our spiritual practice. Setting boundaries around digital engagement ensures that these tools serve our divine friendship rather than distract from it. Seasonal rhythms and natural cycles provide another framework for sustaining spiritual connection. Observing changes in weather, daylight, and natural phenomena reminds us of life's constant flow and transformation. Aligning our spiritual practices with these natural rhythms, perhaps focusing on renewal in spring, growth in summer, harvest in autumn, and reflection in winter, creates a deeper connection to both divine wisdom and earthly experience. This integration of spiritual practice with natural cycles reinforces the idea that divine friendship isn't separate from daily life, but woven into its very fabric. Faith serves as the invisible thread weaving through every aspect of divine friendship, transforming abstract belief into tangible trust. This faith isn't blind optimism or wishful thinking, but a profound confidence in the divine order of the universe and our place within it. It manifests as the courage to take steps forward, even when the path ahead remains unclear, trusting that each movement contributes to a larger purpose we may not yet fully comprehend. Like a skilled tightrope walker who focuses on the destination rather than the danger below, faith enables us to navigate life's uncertainties with steady resolve and inner peace. Trusting the divine plan requires us to surrender our need for complete control, acknowledging that our limited perspective can't encompass the bigger picture. This surrender doesn't imply passivity or resignation, but rather active participation in a dance where we lead some steps and follow others. When faced with career decisions, relationship challenges, or health concerns, faith empowers us to make choices aligned with our highest values while remaining open to unexpected outcomes. It's the difference between clinging desperately to a specific outcome and holding our plans loosely, ready to adjust course when divine wisdom suggests a better path. This trust manifests practically in how we handle life's disappointments and detours. When carefully laid plans unravel or long-held dreams seem delayed, faith enables us to view these experiences not as failures, but as redirections. Like a GPS system recalculating after a missed turn, divine guidance often works through apparent setbacks to lead us toward destinations better suited to our growth and purpose. The challenge lies in maintaining faith during these transitions, remembering that what appears as loss often precedes unexpected gain, and what seems like delay frequently results in perfect timing. Faith also plays a crucial role in overcoming fear, that persistent companion that seeks to limit our potential and constrain our choices. When we trust in divine support, fear loses its power to paralyze us. This doesn't mean we become reckless or irresponsible, but rather that we operate from a foundation of security that transcends external circumstances. Whether facing financial uncertainty, health challenges, or relationship difficulties, faith provides an anchor that keeps us steady when storms rage around us. It's the inner knowing that regardless of outward appearances, we're exactly where we need to be for our highest good. The relationship between faith and action creates a dynamic tension that propels spiritual growth. Faith without corresponding action remains theoretical, while action without faith often leads to burnout or frustration. True divine friendship balances these elements, encouraging us to take inspired action while trusting that our efforts, no matter how small, contribute to a larger purpose. This balance prevents us from falling into either extreme, waiting passively for divine intervention or striving anxiously to force outcomes through sheer willpower. Trust in divine timing particularly challenges our modern sensibilities, which value instant gratification and quick results. Faith teaches us to appreciate the value of process, recognizing that meaningful growth takes time and that delays often serve important purposes in our development. Like a farmer who plants seeds and waits patiently for harvest, we learn to honor the natural rhythms of growth and transformation. This patience doesn't imply inaction, but rather wise action aligned with divine timing rather than our own impatience. Perhaps most importantly, faith transforms our relationship with uncertainty from one of fear to one of adventure. When we trust the divine plan, life's unpredictability becomes less threatening and more intriguing. Challenges morph from obstacles into opportunities, and unknown futures spark curiosity rather than anxiety. This shift in perspective doesn't eliminate difficulties, but changes how we experience them, allowing us to meet life's twists and turns with grace and resilience rather than resistance and despair. When divine principles permeate every aspect of our existence, our lives naturally become conduits for positive influence, affecting everyone we encounter and everything we touch. This transformation isn't about grand gestures or dramatic conversions, but about consistently embodying divine qualities in our everyday interactions. Consider how a single candle can illuminate an entire room. Similarly, when we live authentically aligned with divine principles, our presence creates a ripple effect that extends far beyond our immediate sphere of influence. Our workplaces become environments of integrity and collaboration. Our homes transform into sanctuaries of peace and understanding, and our communities flourish with increased compassion and cooperation. This manifestation of divine influence operates through subtle yet powerful mechanisms. When we approach challenges with grace rather than frustration, we demonstrate faith in action. When we respond to criticism with understanding rather than defensiveness, we model emotional intelligence rooted in divine wisdom. These seemingly small choices accumulate, creating a magnetic field of positive energy that draws others towards similar behavior. Colleagues begin emulating our problem-solving approaches. Family members adopt our conflict resolution strategies, and acquaintances find themselves inspired to pursue their own paths of growth and development. The workplace particularly showcases how divine influence can transform organizational culture. Leaders who embody divine principles create environments where employees feel valued, heard, and empowered to contribute their best work. This isn't about religious proselytizing, but about demonstrating universal values like fairness, respect, and integrity in daily operations. When managers handle conflicts with wisdom, celebrate successes with genuine appreciation, and address failures with constructive feedback, they establish a culture where people thrive both professionally and personally. The resulting atmosphere of trust and mutual support naturally enhances productivity, innovation, and job satisfaction. Family dynamics undergo similar transformations when divine principles guide our interactions. Parenting becomes less about control and more about guidance, less about punishment and more about teaching. Spousal relationships evolve from mere coexistence to true partnership, where challenges become opportunities for growth rather than sources of conflict. Even extended family gatherings transform from potential battlegrounds into occasions for connection and celebration. This influence extends to how we handle finances, manage household responsibilities, and navigate life's inevitable ups and downs, creating a home environment that nurtures rather than stresses its inhabitants. Community impact multiplies as our divine-aligned actions inspire others to pay forward similar kindness and understanding. The neighbor who witnesses our patience during a property dispute might approach their next disagreement differently. The store clerk who experiences our genuine appreciation might offer better service to subsequent customers. The driver who receives our forgiveness after a traffic incident might drive more considerately afterward. These chain reactions of positive influence demonstrate how individual transformation inevitably leads to collective elevation, creating healthier, happier communities, one interaction at a time. Social issues and global challenges also respond to this ripple effect of divine influence. When individuals commit to living authentically aligned with divine principles, they naturally gravitate toward solutions that benefit the greater good. Environmental stewardship becomes second nature, social justice initiatives gain momentum, and humanitarian efforts receive increased support. This isn't about joining specific causes or organizations, but about making choices, from consumption habits to voting patterns to daily interactions, that reflect a deep understanding of our interconnectedness and shared responsibility for the planet's well-being. Even in the digital realm, our divine-aligned presence creates waves of positive influence. Social media posts infused with wisdom rather than judgment, online discussions characterized by respectful dialogue rather than divisive rhetoric, and virtual interactions marked by genuine connection rather than superficial engagement, contribute to a healthier digital ecosystem. As more people adopt this approach, the internet transforms from a breeding ground for negativity into a platform for meaningful exchange and mutual support, demonstrating how divine influence can shape even the most modern aspects of human interaction. The cumulative effect of these manifestations creates a virtuous cycle where positive influence begets more positive influence. As we witness the impact of our divine-aligned actions, our faith deepens, inspiring us to live even more authentically. This increased authenticity generates greater influence, which in turn strengthens our commitment to divine principles. The result is a self-reinforcing pattern of growth and contribution that benefits not only ourselves, but everyone whose lives we touch, creating a legacy of positive impact that extends far beyond our immediate lifetime. In embracing the journey of becoming a friend to God, we discover that this divine relationship transcends mere belief or ritual, evolving into a living, breathing connection that transforms every aspect of our existence. Through cultivating inner awareness, living with integrity, embracing personal growth, maintaining consistent practices, exercising faith and trust, and manifesting divine influence, we create a tapestry of spiritual authenticity that enriches not only our lives, but also the lives of everyone we encounter. This friendship teaches us that true spirituality isn't about achieving perfection, but about progressing with purpose, learning to see the divine in every moment, every challenge, and every triumph. As we continue walking this path, we realize that being a friend to God isn't a destination, but an ongoing process of becoming more compassionate, more aware, more loving, and more aligned with the highest expression of ourselves. The beauty of this journey lies in its infinite possibilities for growth and transformation, offering us endless opportunities to deepen our connection and expand our capacity to love and serve. Ultimately, we come to understand that this divine friendship doesn't separate us from the world, but rather roots us more deeply within it, equipping us to navigate life's complexities with grace, wisdom, and unwavering faith in the perfect unfolding of our unique journey.